Silence is sometimes manipulation, and that is the truth a lot of people don't recognize until they have already been emotionally drained by it. Because we are taught that silence is maturity, that silence is peace, that silence means someone is above drama. But not all silence is peaceful. Sometimes silence is strategic, sometimes silence is control, sometimes silence is punishment. At first, it does not look harmful. They stop replying, they go cold, they withdraw without explanation, and you tell yourself, maybe they just need space. Maybe I should be, patient. Maybe I did something wrong. This is what you said to yourself. But days pass, and the silence becomes heavier than any argument ever was. Listen, silence can be louder than words because when someone chooses not to communicate, not to explain, not to clarify, it leaves you trapped in your own mind. You start guessing, you start overthinking, you start replaying everything you said, everything you did, everything you might have done wrong. And that is, where it becomes dangerous. Not all silence is healing. Some silence is punishment. Because instead of addressing issues directly, some people withdraw on purpose. They go silent to make you uncomfortable. They go silent to make you chase. They go silent, to make you question yourself. And suddenly, you are the one carrying the emotional weight of a problem you were never even clearly told about. That's not peace. Let me tell you now, that is pressure. Some people use silence as a way to control the emotional environment because silence creates imbalance. It forces you into a position where you are constantly trying to fix what you don't even fully understand. And the more anxious you become, the more power they feel they have. Yeah. But real communication does not operate like that. Real clarity does not disappear without explanation. Healthy distance is different from manipulative silence. Healthy distance has clarity, it has intention, it has respect. But manipulative silence leaves you confused, anxious, and overthinking your own value in the situation. And if you are not careful, you start begging for clarity from someone who is intentionally withholding it. Not because they can't communicate, but because silence is giving them control. Silence becomes manipulation when it is used instead of honesty. Instead of saying, I am upset, they disappear. Instead of saying, I need space, they punish you with distance. Instead of resolving conflict, they create emotional uncertainty. And you are left trying to decode behavior that should have been spoken clearly. Not every quiet moment is peace. Some silence is avoidance. Some silence is emotional withdrawal used as leverage. Some silence is a way of saying, you will feel this until I decide to speak. And that is not healthy connection. That is emotional instability disguised as calm. You cannot fix what someone refuses to communicate. No matter how much you think, you explain, apologize, or adjust, you cannot repair silence that is being used as a tool instead of a pause. Because silence used correctly creates space. Silence used wrongly creates confusion, and confusion is where emotional manipulation thrive. At some point, you have to recognize the pattern. If every disagreement ends in withdrawal instead of conversation, if every issue turns into silence instead of resolution, if you are constantly left guessing instead of understanding, then it is no longer just silence, it is control. And you don't heal in confusion, you heal in clarity. So, no, silence is not always peace. Sometimes it is avoidance, sometimes it is punishment, sometimes it is power being exercised without words. And once you see it for what it is, you stop chasing answers. Yeah. From people who use silence instead of honesty. Because real connection does not leave you guessing. Yeah. It leaves you understanding.